see them all the time, Facebook status updates that make us just roll our eyes. But the next time you see a blustery college kid boast about how drunk they got the night before, you shouldn't just ignore it. A new study found that 1,700 college students die every year as a result of alcohol-related overdoses, injuries, or even car accidents. And because college kids don't go to the doctor's office, their alcohol abuse is not always picked up on. But websites like Facebook might actually offer a clue into whether or not a person's drinking has become harmful. And joining us this morning is Jada. She is a mental health counselor with Total Life Counseling. Great to see you, Jada. We love having you.
Thank you.
All right, so let's talk about this, because not only is this an issue with alcohol, but Facebook statuses really could be a clue into a multitude of problems in someone's life.
Absolutely. And I looked at this research and I thought it was fantastic for a number of reasons. But first, let's talk about social networking.
Okay.
It has completely changed our lives. We can do so many things. We connect in a different way. We relate in a different way. Businesses, marketing, and advertising, everything has changed. So I'm not at all surprised to see that behavioral researchers have kind of gotten into the picture as well. When we look at this research, we see something very clear. It's a correlation. It's a relationship between college students who are drinking way too much, but also posting it on Facebook. So now we're looking at something else. Can we, well, let me say this first. We can't diagnose, obviously, from Facebook, but we can see the signs and symptoms that come from intoxication, alcohol abuse, and alcohol use.
This is an awkward thing for parents who sort of want to loosen up on, the reins with their kids because they're experiencing freedom for the first time. But oftentimes they're not of legal age to be drinking, and then the parents are hours away. So what can they really do?
Parents really need to hone in on what's going on with their children. And I know we say that all the time, but honestly, really take a look at what your kids are doing on Facebook and understand that they're not just having fun anymore. This is very serious because it's during those college, teenage years that a lot of addictions develop. That's a very crucial transition. All of a sudden, mom and dad are telling them, you can't do this, get up this time, but all of a sudden they don't have that. They don't have those boundaries in place. But one thing in particular, they definitely have to have a talk with their children if they even suspect that they're drinking too much.
And what kind of things do you say?
Oh, goodness.
Where do you start, right?
Where do we start? What do we say? Well, first of all, understanding that if you're calling your child and they're not answering, that's a big problem. And that is a red flag, first of all. And make them talk to you, make them tell you where they are. And I actually have a client that's going through this right now, and she was posting different things on Facebook, but we realized that there were some undergirded trauma going on that wasn't identified. So this is another way for us to be able to identify maybe some deeper issues, depression, anxiety. So what do you say to your children? What's going on? What can I do to help? How can I get into your mind and and help you through this time? Because obviously they're going through some other issues as well.
Well, and it's interesting to note too that in this study that it said 64% of college kids don't put anything about alcohol in their status update or give any inkling that they're out partying or doing anything that might be inappropriate. So you really have to be able to read between the lines too.
Absolutely, and the ambiguity that we see in college age drinking, because they're always trying to hide it.
Oh, sure, right.
So they don't want their parents to know, but if behaviors start to change, again, here's more red flags. If they're missing class, if you had a perfect A student in high school and all of a sudden they're getting C's and D's, something's wrong.
All right, yeah, that's a big warning sign. All right, Jada Collins, Total Life Counseling. We always love having you.
Thank you.
Great advice for everyone. Thank you so much for being here.